The field is set, ready to go. And they're off. And the first to actually leave the gates, yes, of course, bounced in front. Away nicely, Tack Goes Boom. Glitzit's up there early. They're going to just hack on by the judge the first time round. Going forward, Cochin, and they're absolutely dawdling in the early part. Kisses from Kelly charging its way up in the middle on the outside of Antique Queen. Riding Hood Fame in the 3 deep line following Cochin. Glitzit also pulled out in front of those 3 deep. Over on the rails to Lady Duckworth, Flash Ducati, Bow Talk, beaten for speed, is back there in the second half, surprisingly, followed then by Imon, and last is Luke's Piero. Yes, of course, took them over into the back section of the track, 1400 to go, and the first part of proceedings was run at a very, very leisurely pace, and as they worked down the back straight, yes, of course, quickened them up now and started to string them out. It led by a length and a half, now to Glitzit. A similar margin then to Tack Goes Boom, racing on the outside of Antique Queen, ideally placed. Then came Kisses from Kelly, up running fifth in front of Lady Duckworth. Behind those, next of all, 3 deep is Cochin in the yellow jacket. The other set of yellow silks in the middle on Flash Ducati is next. Then Bow Talk, who's over on the inside next of all. Luke's Piero with a move around them from Riding Hood Fame, and relegated to last Imon. They work out by the 800 along the side. Yes, of course, only a length or so now to the good of Glitzit, who's up there right on speed today, of which there wasn't much of it early. A length and a half, Tack Goes Boom. Antique Queen down on the inside next, and about to get going around them. Kisses from Kelly, Cochin calling it an afternoon. It dropped out very quickly between Lady Duckworth, Flash Ducati, Luke's Piero, Riding Hood Fame, Bow Talk having to swerve and get around Cochin. Lady Duckworth stayed near the rail and back last time on. Yes, of course, balances up in front by the 300. It led Glitzit, Antique Queen. Here comes Kisses from Kelly. Further back is Flash Ducati making ground. Kisses from Kelly reaches the lead. In pursuit is Antique Queen. He draws the shillelagh out now on Kisses from Kelly. Antique Queen coming at it though. They're coming away to fight it out. Kisses from Kelly though in front of Antique Queen and holding it. Kisses from Kelly. Too good for Antique Queen. Flash Ducati ran third. Yes, of course, might have clinched fourth from Glitzit. Lady Duckworth, Bow Talk. Then came Riding Hood Fame, Luke's Piero. I'm on behind those. Tack Goes Boom, and Cochin was beaten well before the home corner and finished a long last. Kisses from Kelly, well, putters all over it, 2.70 into $1.95. And this 4-year-old backed as though there was no settling. Clint Johnston Porter. And this has been the target of a very, very confident move. 2.70 into $1.95. Hit red figures, Kisses from Kelly. And has held Antique Queen. Flash Ducati third home. And yes, of course, is fourth. Interim placings, 3.946. On the 7-day turnaround, very good performance here. Kisses from Kelly has had a little setback in recent times there. Holly Taylor has done a terrific job with the gelding by demerit from Danish Delight. And owned by Nick Petrides, Johnny Mars, Tim White, Clint Johnston Porter, they're aboard. Win 2 from 16, but certainly is capable of making its name here in these middle distance races. Beating home Antique Queen, who's by Piero out of Antique Rose. Trained by Michael Grantham. Willie Pike in the saddle. 3/4 of a length between that pair at the finish. Flash Ducati third in a Blackfriars gelding out of Miss Ducati. Chris Parnham for Michael Lane, a length off them in third placing. 2.14.47. They did dawdle early on, 37.06. The sectional, they got going a little bit though after heading past the 1400 metre mark, and they did string out. There was a lot more speed on in the race with, yes, of course, taking charge of proceedings there. All honours, though, to Kisses from Kelly. Race 7, again 2100 metres, a class 3, 4.15, take out 9, Queen of Jerusalem. Willie Pike now on to 2, Do It Right, here in the next event on the card as we join Lockie Taylor from the enclosure.
Thanks, Darren. Kisses from Kelly. The punters didn't forget to back him. 4.20 into $1.95, and an extremely satisfied Holly Taylor joins me now. Holly, this horse, he's had an interrupted campaign, but it must be so satisfying to see him back in the winner's circle.
Yeah, it has been very interrupted, but I kind of knew this would be his prep, and even though we had a few hiccups, I'm happy to see him finally here.
Has he always been a horse that you'd envisioned that would get out over this type of trip? He was obviously backing up off 7 days, 17 up to 2100 metres. What were your expectations coming into today?
I was quietly confident, I must admit, of him today. I was thinking he definitely needed to back up, and a 2100 is probably his ideal trip. So, yeah, I was looking forward to it.
We can see him sometimes be a little bit of a handful behind the scenes and in the yard. A horse like him backing up off 7 days, does that just take the edge off him nicely?
Yeah, it was a bit of a no-brainer this time around. He usually does settle as he gets into his prep a little bit more, but he really needed to back up this week.
And now, as I said pre-race, on a more personal note, you're running an ultra marathon this Sunday afternoon. Explain to our viewers why you're doing that and what inspired you to do what is a remarkable task, 65 kilometres on Sunday.
Yeah, so about 18 months ago, I was diagnosed with MS, and pre my diagnosis, I was very into ultra marathon running and whatnot, but I lost the ability to be able to do that. And now with treatment, I'm feeling better, and so it's been a goal to run it again. And in doing so, I'm hoping to raise money for RWWA.
Not only is the racing industry incredibly happy to see you back in the winner's circle with kisses from Kelly, we're also extremely proud of you and wish you all the best on Sunday afternoon.
Thank you so much.
There's Holly Taylor after the win of Kisses from Kelly. What a result that is for her and her stable. Scott, Kisses from Kelly backs up off 7 days and wins really nicely.
Impressive win there. You at the top of the home straight, there was only a couple that you wanted to be on. You could see that Antique Queen was going to have to wait for that cutaway run. You could see that Clint Johnston Porter had what looked to be a lap full of Kisses from Kelly underneath him, and at the top of the home straight, he had that beautiful momentum run into the home corner, and from there, Kisses from Kelly did the rest. I'm sure a very happy Clint Johnston Porter too after the victory of Kisses from Kelly here, because it's a nice pickup ride for him. Returns a winner, gives him a double on today's program too, after Amali Miss was too strong for them earlier on. And obviously Clint is good friends with Holly as well, which helps.
Yeah, no, we're good friends, and it's always good to ride winners from him. I was fortunate enough to pick the ride up and get the job done as well.
Well, you're a passenger there at stages because he was just trucking into it.
Yeah, he definitely was a bit of a handful prior. I can tell you now, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was pulling up to the barriers. But actually, it was just on and off. The tempo was quite funny. They went slow and then they went fast, but I just left him alone and just let him put in his work late.
Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
There's Clint Johnston Porter combining with Holly Taylor and Kisses from Kelly to take out race number 6 here at Belmont Park.